All right, so today is December 5th. We are going to finish up solving equations with variables and multiple locations, part 1, examples 5 and 6 today. But first, let's take a look at this opener. As I was saying, the first two equations on today's opener is based off of our notes from yesterday. The last equation here is going to be equation solving for square roots. So let's take a look at our first equation. If you have your notes out, there are two steps that you're going to do. The first step is you're going to simplify each side of your equation. So if you're going to simplify each side of your equation, there's two parts that go with that. The first part, you need to ask yourself, can you distribute? Can you distribute with this particular equation? Yes or no? No. So if you can't distribute, then you move to the next bulleted part, which says combine like terms. Well, what are my like terms up here? What sign 3a and what sign goes with that 5a?
The negative 5.
Make sure you include that because that tells you what operation you're going to do. And then we have the plus 7 here. That's by itself. So when I combine like terms, I always combine like terms, start with my variable first. So here you're going to take 3a minus 5a and get, and then we bring down our plus 7. Now on my right side of the equation, it's already simplified for me. It's just a negative 1, so I'm going to bring that down. And here I just have a two-step equation. So the second step on our notes tells me to solve as usual. So if I'm going to solve as usual, what do I get rid of next here, Dante?
Oh, the same. Remain the same. It's going to be negative 2a equals negative 8.
Good. And then how do I get the a by itself? By? Just by 2? Negative 2. Take that negative with it. So what's negative 8 divided by negative 2? 2 negatives equal a? So positive what? 4. Okay? So if you missed something, make sure you get it fixed. Any questions on that? The hardest thing I think that you guys are going to struggle with these types of equations are your positives and your negatives.
No, not really.
All right, let's take a look at the next equation. This one, it's 12 equals 2 times 3e minus 4 in parentheses minus 2e. So I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to circle both of my variables so I don't lose a silly point. And then my left side's already simplified for me. I can't do anything with that 12, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring down my 12 equal sign on down. My right side I can simplify. So when I can simplify, I have to do it in order. I have to first see, can I distribute? So can I distribute here? Yeah. What can I distribute? The time. There you go. So the 2 times 3e, which is?
6e.
And then I'm going to take 2 times, what type of 4 is that?
Negative.
So it'll be?
Negative 8.
And then I'm going to take the 2 times negative 2e. Is that right?
No.
No, I can't do that because it's not in the parentheses. So as Deontay was saying, you just bring that on down. Just making sure you guys are awake. Now, I've distributed. So the next step that I have to do in order is combine like terms. What are my like terms here?
6e and negative 2e.
Okay, so I'm going to bring my 12 down. And then 6e minus 2e equals 4e. And then what do I bring on down because it does not have another like term?
You'd be down to 8.
What type of 8?
Negative 8.
Okay. Then we're back to a two-step equation. So what's my next move?
8 both sides. And that gives you 20.
Equals?
4e.
All right.
And then divide by 4. And that gives you 5 equals e.
I don't know what I was drawing there. All right. Questions on that one? Flip it over. My favorite on the back. Solving equations with square roots. Okay. So anytime you see the exponent 2, that something's being squared, when you have a variable, or the square root sign, the first thing you should do, circle your variable, draw your line of equality, then you're going to put a box around what's being squared, because that's our visual cue that we need to get that square by itself. Now, in order to get it by itself, we have to do order of operations backwards to get rid of the other two numbers. So PEMDAS backwards, right, which is SADMAP. I only do order of operations backwards when I'm solving for a variable. So, what number do I get rid of first? Well, there's two 2's. Which one? The plus 2. So how do I do that? So that cancels. So 100 minus 2. And then I just bring everything else on the right side down with the exception of that 2 I just got rid of. What am I doing? It's not a square root. Okay. Is my square by itself?
No.
Now what do I get rid of?
The 2 divided by 2.
The 2 on the outside of the parentheses divided by 2. Good. So what's 98 divided by 2? What is it? 49. That's what you said. And then I bring down 2n minus 3 squared. Now is my square by itself.
Yes.
Okay, so how do I get rid of the square?
Square root.
If I square root one side. So what's the square root of 49? I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. What's the square root of 49? 7. Then on my right side, I can just bring down the 2n minus 3 since I got rid of my square. I don't really need those parentheses anymore. And here I have a two-step equation.
Plus 3.
Okay? Now,
Divided by 2. And 5.
final answer? Any questions? All right, nice job.